Yo, what's up, Nate? Just here to show you a little thing on the Volca. I'm going to try to kind of guide you through this. Forgive me for my shadow in the light there. I had a really bad place to try to record this. But basically you can hear that little... So that's basically recorded automation, and which is super, super easy on this thing. First of all, you got 10 or 9 different patterns you can save into. How you do that is you hit right, and you can see the one that's flashing, and you can choose which one you want. So now it's something different, a little beat that I made before. So go back to number 8 after pressing right and then pressing what I want. And this is the one I was working on recently. So basically this sampler is very straightforward. I usually also push these two kind of to the max because it gives it a lot of grit, a lot of push. You can always work that out with the volume and recording on master later. But very simple. So when you want to figure out what samples you want, so right here I've got a kick in this one. If you want to manipulate, if you want to do a step mode for this as far as like how you want to sequence it, you touch this to where it's at and you're going to hit step jump. So now that is your 4 beat kicks, your 4 kick spacing. So now you'll see it hit too as it goes along. So that's how you kind of read the sampler. And then these flash as they hit. So you'll see every one that hits there. So now if I want to see where the hat is, go there to hit hat, step jump, and you can see that I've set it up here. Now if I want to do, all the way across, you can see it's changed. Now if I want to change it back, now it's back to, one hit. So that's how you kind of set up the step jump. In each one of those, if you want to manipulate the sample, you just go into here, and then you can go into your speed, which is kind of your pitch, and then your EG int. I'm not really sure what that is in the pitch. All I know is that it's probably the rate of pitch. So those both will mess up your pitch. So now you can see, and hold on, I'm going to do this without talking because I'm holding the mic, so watch. So when you press the EG int, or when you move the EG int, you actually have to move the attack and decay, because I think that's going to be kind of like a flowing version of the pitch. So you're going to get kind of like an LFO for the pitch, or it's about like that. So I think if you turn the attack down and the decay open, so now you can see it changes. So it's kind of like a dual, like I think it's so you can get certain tones with that, but you can do that with anything. So like it make some really wild stuff. It also, what you can do to make, so in this one, that part, this one, so basically let's mute everything out. So to mute, you're going to hold mute, and then mute out what you don't want, which in this case, so now we got this. And how I did this, if you notice here it says motion sequence on and off. If you turn it off, function and off, it goes right back to where it was. If you put it back on, so that's what you've recorded. So how you're going to do this is you're going to press step record and play, and at the same time you're going to move whatever pitch or however you want to manipulate it while it's doing that, and it will set the recording as soon as it gets to the end of the bars. So what I did basically was let it play and then just move the freaking thing. So let's take it off of here. We're going to take it off. So now you hear it like this. I'm going to hit record. Sorry, I did that wrong. You have to actually have it on to do that. So if I want to change that from here, let's do something drastic. So now you see it's recorded in there. And then if you want to bring the parts back, So it's super easy to just manipulate. That's really basically all you need to know. So when you want to record a motion, you can do that. Now you can clear the motion by pressing function and then the clear motion sequence clear next to it. That is going to get rid of whatever you just recorded and it'll bring it back to its original state. So you'll still get the beeping, but you won't get the automation that you put into it. But basically that's it, man. Like you just go to so that's why this thing is so amazing. Because I mean, you can even do length. You can start it at a different point of the sample. So if you have your kick here, or let's say you have a hat and it's got a too sharp of a front end, you can move the length to where it cuts off that. So let's do that. So now you got that kind of sound, and you just kind of mess with till what you like. And then if you want it longer, so now you're back to that. So you also have the start and end point. Actually, no, this one you only have length. Start point is what I was looking at. Sorry. So start point is if I want to get later in the hat, and it gets rid of the front end of that. The length is if I want to shorten that up even more, so it makes like this little tick. So you can do, that with that for each sample. You can do that with, which is an awesome thing because it gives you the capability to move anywhere in the sample. So if you have a long synth sample, you can start in like the middle of the synth on a particular note, and then you can just warp that as you record. Obviously over here, so you've got a filter over here, this top right one that says high cut. It's just kind of like a filter. Obviously not the greatest filter in the world, but it works. It's actually not bad for this little sampler. You can also get an app for your phone, which you can put your own samples in here, which I've actually done. You can clear out all the samples, and then you hook your phone up into your computer for iTunes, and there's a way in there that'll explain to you how to load the samples onto your phone, and then you can plug it into here, into the input. I think it is the in sync, and it will record whatever you have on there into this, and your sample is on there. You can customize this thing, so it's really freaking cool because you can do stuff on the go. You can take this like a hotel room, whatever. If you're just sitting in your room and you're like, I don't feel like setting everything up, you can just kind of get some ideas here, and they sound really dope, when you record them. There are some other features like function and solo. You press that, and that's going to solo out, what you want instead of having to mute everything. You also have reverb and a reverse, and I don't remember. I think you have to you have to press function in this, and it's going to put reverb or reverse on wherever you decide to put it. So, let's say right now I'm holding it here. You put these dots there. It's going to reverse in those places on whatever sample you pick. Same with the reverb. That'll do the same as well. Although I haven't figured out, your reverb mix is going to be up here at the top. And then obviously you have your swing, which is awesome. You can put it about 50%, give it make some nice quick beats that sound better than like maybe Fruity Loops or whatever. It really all is going to be sample dependent. But, just some things you can do. But that's pretty much what it is. And then each sample has its own pan and attack and decay for the sample, which kind of does the same thing as start and length, except the attack is a little smoother than the start, and the decay is the same way. So, super easy instrument. I hope you get into it. I hope this helps even a little bit. If you do have any questions, hit me up. If you want to record this out to something, you basically have to push in your 1/8 inch and have some kind of either 2/4 inch to what you're recording, or another 1/8 inch side to where you can just put it into the record on your iMac, and then you just record in the parts. Now you can't record individual parts. You have to mute them out and record them as you go, which is kind of labor intensive, but it's the same thing with my Electron. The freaking thing, you have to record each individual one. That's why a lot of people like the MPCs, where they have 16 different outs, and then they can just record all those outs separately, and they got their mix right there. All they got to do is do levels and stuff and do cutouts, and which is right now I'm finding would be so much easier than a lot of the stuff I'm doing. But yeah, man, hit me up if you got any other questions on this. Otherwise, talk to you later, man.